With an estimated economic burden of $20 billion on the U.S. healthcare system every year, bacterial resistance is set to spiral into a global pandemic, causing up to 10 million deaths by 2050. The only solution? New antibiotics, plus a regime of quick and accurate testing, technology that has been developed by Nasdaq-listed OpGen. Edison caught up with CEO Oliver Schacht to better understand antimicrobial resistance, also known as AMR, OpGen's role in helping to fight the AMR pandemic, the current phase of the company's development, and why investors are following a buy and hold strategy.
Look, the World Health Organization has been warning for decades that we can't continue the practice of taking several days to deliver diagnostic results before doctors can make informed treatment decisions. In the absence of that information, we're using technologies, some of which are well over 100 years old. And doctors have no choice. They are treating patients with broad-spectrum antibiotics in the interim, which undoubtedly it is saving many patients' lives here and now. However, that practice, unfortunately, also bears within it the risk of costing many more lives down the stretch, as every time we're using our last line of defense, our reserve antibiotics, gives those bugs cause to mutate and thereby become resistant, and it may not work the next time around. So it's really key that we develop and deploy the technologies that rapidly deliver test results within a few short hours than the multiple days that we're looking at today. When OpGen was founded well over a decade ago, our vision right from the get-go was to deploy cutting-edge technology to fight this cycle of ever-growing antimicrobial resistance. We've developed what we believe to be truly the next generation of diagnostic technologies that deliver results within a few short hours. Our solutions, our platforms are based on cutting-edge genomics and bioinformatics technologies. We're able to identify the bugs super precisely based on their DNA profile. And that allows us to provide doctors the specific information they need to make treatment decisions. Some of our platforms are even empowered by artificial intelligence and have prediction tools that allow predicting antimicrobial resistance as well as susceptibility. That way, we fundamentally believe that OpGen's technology has the potential to become a pillar and a cornerstone in the global fight against antimicrobial resistance. It's really hard to predict. In the medical technology arena, things usually take longer to get adopted compared to, for example, the consumer space. That said, we have necessary regulation to comply with. There's competing priorities in healthcare systems. However, there's a growing sense of urgency in antimicrobial resistance. One of the key lessons we're learning every day from COVID-19 and the current COVID-19 pandemic, both medically as well as economically, is that we cannot afford to not address that underlying pandemic called antimicrobial resistance. Assuming that their will is given and the resources and financial means will be provided, we believe there's going to be a substantial growth trajectory, bringing these new tools and rapid diagnostics to fight AMR to the forefront. Frankly, that's why I believe a lot of our shareholders are holding the OpGen stock at this precise point in time. We're at this interesting stage where we're emerging from an R&D phase at the point of becoming a truly commercial-driven enterprise. We're well positioned to become leaders in the fight against AMR. We anticipate an FDA as well as a Chinese regulatory approval. We already have the sales channels and distribution partnerships in place globally. And myself, as well as the entire OpGen management team, we're tightly focused on driving revenue growth in 2021 and beyond. At the same time, we're already engaged in multiple partnering and licensing conversations across our portfolio with leading global industry players. Companies here in the US, in Europe, as well as in Asia-Pac start realizing the role that the OpGen technology could play in this global fight against AMR. Look, I can't be certain as to when exactly the tipping point for OpGen and the adoption of our products and platforms might be. But as I look at the trends, I certainly suggest that this can be anticipated. And at that point, I certainly would anticipate that some of the partners that we're currently talking to might engage in discussions to become more than just partners. Which again is why I believe a lot of our shareholders are holding the OpGen stock as they see further value increase potential.